Good morning, everyone. Hi, I'm live. Yay, got internet. Getting settled into my new place. Um, Trying to kind of get my setup going here. So, hello, everyone. Oh my God, it's been a while. I just kind of want to just say hello, kind of catch you up on what's going on with me. Kind of been MIA for a long time. You know how we do. As you walk into the room or enter the room, say hello. Um, how are you? You know how we were raised. Anyway, so whew, um, here's some updates on what's coming along with the LT&A Consulting Group. I'm bringing back Contractors Chatter. Good morning. How are you? In order for the system bring up your name, you have to kind of give it permission. So, I don't know if it's above or below, whichever, but I know on Facebook you have to give the system permission to bring up your name. Otherwise, it just says Facebook user. So I'm glad to see that you're doing well. So anyway, I'm bringing back Contractors Chatter. And that, for those of you who don't know, Contractors Chatter was a government contracting business platform. I shared updates on legislation. Hey, Yvette, how are you doing? I shared news, information, update on anything related to government contracting. That was related to FAR updates, legislation that was coming out, anything along those lines. I will be bringing that back out in the upcoming weeks. So be on the lookout for the return of the chatter. Yay! So, I had a lot of people ask me what happened to it, and I replaced it with Morning Tidbits. And Morning Tidbits actually was something I did as a part of my stroke therapy. And then I kind of thought about it as it shouldn't have been a replacement. So I'm bringing back Chatter. And then Chatter's going to morph into something else, but I'm going to kind of keep that under my hat until I get all my ducks in a row. Contractors Conversation, as you know, is a podcast. I dropped an episode with Beverly Walthauer, which was a powerful behind the scenes of what it's really like to be in business. I hope you guys took a chance to check it out. It was a powerful episode. You can listen to it anywhere that you listen to podcasts. It's on Google Podcasts, Spotify, well, it's not on Apple Podcasts yet. And I had a glitch with Apple Podcasts, so I have to get it on there. It's on Anchor. So, yes, check it out. Powerful episode. Next episode uploading is one where I interviewed a friend of mine who is a mental health expert. And I believe in this day and age, it is a powerful conversation and a much needed one. Too many of us are lone rangering it, especially after COVID. And we're not taking enough time to decompress. We're not taking enough time to self assess, and we're putting a lot of pressure on our peer groups. So, we talked about that. We talked about there are times where we need to seek professionals, and then there's times when we need to talk to our friends. So, on my next episode on Contractors Conversation is my interview with my good friend, Zelrika Lindsay, where we talked about the importance of mental health. That episode is upcoming. Um, it will drop this Friday. And I really want you guys to tune in, zone in, it is really, really important that we take care of our mental and emotional health. There are too many of us kind of losing ourselves in these day and age. And I'm something of a social voyeur. And some of the conversations that we are having, quite frankly, is because we are losing touch with reality. We're losing ourselves in some of these fights and some of these battles, and we need to regain that. And we're putting unnecessary burdens on our social partners. There are some conversations we have with our friends, and there are some conversations we need to have with a professional. And we talk about the distinction between the two. So, yes. And then we have my contractors intensive coming up in October. I was busy hunkering down trying to get a large grant submission in, but the contractors intensive this October, details and registration will be up soon. You don't want to miss it. I have some industry experts lined up to give you some real world industry experience talk. And what I'm also doing, I'm bringing somebody in to talk to you about financial literacy. Excuse me. Because what I've discovered in some of my coaching is you can have somebody set up your books all you want. If you do not have an understanding of how to properly manage your finances, you will still mismanage your company books. Personal financial habits trickle into your business. So I'm bringing someone in to discuss that in the intensive. And the intensive, and I'm calling it an intensive versus a conference, is because we're going to do work in the room. You're not just going to walk out feeling good. You're going to walk out with something to implement in your business if you don't implement it during the 3 days you're there. And what I'm going to challenge you to do as an attendee and a participant is to implement while there so that you have results after you walk out the intensive or as you walk out the intensive. One of the podcast episodes is going to be a flashback, which will drop Friday after next. She's one of facilitators, and she's going to facilitate from two perspectives. She's going to be a facilitator, but she's also going to be a panelist. And she's a panelist because she's actually a government employee and she's a government contractor. She approves the contracts from the government perspective. So we're tapping into her. And she is going to tell you from the government side what they're looking for. That is what our intensive is about. I'm bringing in government specialists that are going to tell you what you need to hear to become power players in the industry. I'm not giving you feel good, warm fuzzies. I'm giving you power packed information. So be on the lookout for it. If you're not on my mailing list, the link is in the description. Get on the mailing list so that you can stay up to date because my mailing list gets all the information first. If you're not in my Facebook group, join my group because they get the information as well as my mailing list. They get it first and then the general population get it secondary. And then lastly, so yes, we have Contracting Chatter coming out. We have the Contractors Intensive this October. If you want to be one of the first ones to know about it, if you missed the information, the replay will be up. But I have industry experts lined up to facilitate. And the contractors conversation coming back, which is our news information on government contracting and business. and I follow legislation. This is not a political platform. I think we have enough political pundits. So I don't get up here and pontificate ad nauseum about my opinion. However, when I give you my opinion, I stipulate that's what it is. So, with that said, I'm going to end this broadcast and get back to work. I just wanted to go live, let you know that I'm back in business. Um, and for any of you who are saying, look, I want to get interested in government contracting, I don't know where to start, book a discovery session. Now, be forewarned, my discovery sessions are no longer free. Anybody who has ever done a session with me knows they are mini coaching sessions. But if you know anything, you should know government contracting proposal efforts roughly cost you 20% of the contract. So if you're not willing to invest in a mini session, I would suggest you think wholeheartedly about whether you're investing or willing to become a government contractor, because it's a very expensive endeavor. Thanks for the welcome back. Um, so I'll be going live a lot more. I'm having some contractors roundtables. I'm having a lot more information session. I'm actually going to do a couple of intro to government contracting master classes, because I'm doing a huge shifting of my business this year. And with that shift, there's going to just some massive changes. So I would say get in while you can get in. So join my mailing list to stay abreast of what's going on. Get into my Facebook group if you want to be one of the first to know, because a lot of announcements I make on my mailing list or to my Facebook group that I don't even think to make on my lives. I'm just being honest. So with that, I'm going to hop off, and I just want to leave you with this word. A stressed mind cannot create. So make some point during the day, make time to just decompress and relax. And you will find that in that moment of relaxation, your mind can then create the answer. Your mind can then be free to find the answer. And if you're just hopping on, just listen to the replay. If you have questions about anything I've said, drop them in the comment section or send me a direct message. And with that, have an amazing, amazing day.